Hello, anybody that's watching. I'm having recording. So, start from scratch. I'll just delete the other one. Nobody was watching. I don't have live viewers generally, but I don't mind. Right, this is Volume. A game that was... let's look at settings. Let's take the music, basic settings. Turn the music down a bit. Right, this was a flat game originally. They brought VR support out, well, I think quite a while back, around the launch time of VR. For some reason, it's not mentioned in the PSVR part of the PS Store, so if, like me, you're not interested in flat games and you only look at the VR store, you'll have missed this. Megaton Rainfall's another one, really good game, not in the VR part of the store, and unless you're willing to go through every single game and just check the description to see if it's got VR support, I don't know what other games out there that could be hidden. It pisses me off a bit, because I could have got this ages ago. Anyway, on sale currently for £3.26 or 29 or something like that. I only found out about it about an hour ago because Brian and Des, PSVR Without Parole, did an updated review on it. They do Why We Love PSVR series, and they were doing one on this. So, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have even heard of it. So, I have had a little go because I've tried to stream it twice. The first time was probably the best because I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And I was really struggling to get round this level. You'll have missed all that now. Because that's been... discard. No, I don't want to discard, do I? Oh, apply changes, there we go. So, right, we'll give it a go. Basically,
I've been streaming your process for my own personal viewing.
Oh, this is different.
I hope you don't mind. It's a pleasant enough distraction for my spreadsheets.
Oh no, this is as far as I got before, sorry.
Efficient.
So it's...
The stories were true. The soldier has recruited
not showing the earlier
staff to perform
levels.
Your robberies in the real world. People smart enough to mimic your approach, but also smart enough to react to unforeseen circumstances. If you stay productive.
No, it doesn't look like I
the
can
soldier
go back
has
to the early
recruited
level.
staff to perform your robberies in the real world. People smart enough to mimic your approach, but also
basically
smart enough
you've got to
react
get
to unforeseen
to
circumstances. If you stay productive,
that at
this
the
should
top
present
corner.
a challenge.
Top left-hand
The
corner.
13 have been near unanimous in their
That
support
lights
for the
up and you've got
plan.
all your little...
The coward is using that photogenic persona of his to quietly prod the population to accelerate against Gisborne.
whatever they are.
I've had multiple assurances from the merchant and the king of the south that supply lines will continue.
If you stand on text, you can press L3 and X, and you get your little text message up to read text. The thing that was throwing me was getting past them. Obviously, you can see the guard in front of me there. That's got his field of view. And obviously, you go in front of him, and he tries to shoot you. Now, what I didn't realise, which was meant I really struggled, was if you press L2 and you're against the wall, obviously you can't just walk into him like that because he's got a clear view. But for example, this geezer here, because you're behind the wall, you can actually avoid him. If you tried it over here, well, you're just outside his field of view. As soon as you come across out from the wall, you're dead. So, right. If you press, what is it now, square, You make it. Oh, make a noise.
You will be contained.
Oh,
Returning to patrol.
right. So I can get that one. Make a noise and get them, and hopefully outrun him against the wall, and I'm safe. Now I need to.
Is there someone out there?
Actually, could have done the sign there.
I could have sworn.
Flush the toilet.
Target has gone to ground.
There we go. So what I'm going to do now is try and get rid of. I'll come over here. Is that gonna? Ah. Right. Wait for him to go.
What's out there?
See, that's lit up at the top, so I can now.
Long gone.
Yay! Gives you an average time of 47 seconds and my personal best of 156. A little bit of work to go. Strictly speaking, this game doesn't need to be in VR. There's really nothing in it that's needs to have virtual reality. I did have a quick look at the, because you got volume and Coda. Now the version out now is just called volume. Coda is sort of added on automatically, and you see at the start you have the choice to choose between volume, which is flat, or the Coda, which I think it's 30 levels of VR. It's looking at it flat, yeah. It's it's much the same. It's a nice enough game, nice little puzzle game. I'm loving this little menu screen, all the rain outside, and like everything else, it just VR makes things better. I'm not really taking a great deal of notice of the story at the moment.
Incoming call.
Right, where am I?
You
Oh,
are,
I'm
I
down there.
presume, aware of mine and Guy's past.
So, there we go. Make some noise with square. That'll distract guards. Oh, I've already done that before.
You are, I presume, aware.
When I was trying to work out how to
mine
read
and
the
Guy's
text,
past.
I think I said I know how to do that. So,
Your ongoing
so
silence
we
does
saw-
allow me the space to talk.
There we go.
That's curiously pleasant. I'm so used to the banker's monotonous recitation of statistics. I was, long ago, the silent
So-
co-founder of Gisborne Industries. I had some money
It's gonna
from
be a bit
previous
awkward.
ventures, and Guy had the style and ambition to gain on that investment. So much potential. It almost felt wrong at that point to tether him to one company.
we're
He
going to get past
ex-
that. Oh. No, if he goes up there.
It's over.
I was,
Yep,
long ago,
you're right, it's over.
the silent co-founder of Gisborne Industries. I had some money from previous ventures, and Guy had the...
You will be contained.
I was, long ago, the silent co-founder
Right,
of
I
Gisborne
think I'll go and get
Industries.
these first.
I had some money from previous ventures, and Guy had the style and ambition to gain on that investment.
Well, that's easy enough.
So much potential. It almost felt wrong at that point to tether him to one company. He excelled, of course. His name resounded. He made the right people stronger. He elevated his position.
This is
and
going to be a bit
that
harder.
I was, long ago, the silent co-founder of Gisborne
Oh, I think I need to be
Industries.
down there, don't I?
I had some money
That's
from
it.
previous ventures, and Guy had the style and ambition to gain on that investment. So much potential. It almost felt wrong at that point to tether him to one company. He excelled, of course. His name resounded. He made the
Just
right
in there.
people stronger. He elevated his position.
Have I
and
got
that
time?
of the company. I had no complaints. My
It doesn't
protégé
come down
was
far
my
enough.
prodigy. Of course, ambition realized can turn to pride incredibly easily. Gisborne believed in himself more with every success.
Is he
He
gonna...
started to look at the withering old lady
Yes,
next
that's
to him.
it. Oh, bugger.
Of course, ambition
Oh,
realized
nearly.
can turn to pride
At least I know what
incredibly
I'm
easily.
going to do, roughly.
Gisborne believed in himself more with every success. He started to look at the withering old lady next to him and wonder if I wasn't surplus to his needs. Once that switch had been flipped, I was finished. He let me go gracefully, made sure I had the resources to live out the rest of my life,
Right,
gave
now
me a seat at
what's
his
it
table
open?
when he took the country.
Right.
I hope that my friends aren't making a mistake. At my age, one begins to see similarities between one generation and the next.
Yeah, so obviously you can see I'm pretty crap at it. 58 seconds is the record. Did I get on that?
You've been busy. Well,
So it looks
you've been
good.
busy in your
Players
nicely
good.
heated
It's a
room,
good.
and the banker's hired goons have been busy executing your
Oh no, what
plans.
does that do? Good little game.
I'm having a lot of fun spotting your crimes amongst
Ah,
the
that
hoi
makes a
polloi.
noise, doesn't it?
They trust us, don't they? Did you get a call from the deposed queen too? Sounds conflicted.
Ah.
Sounds like she
One
may
thing
not have full
which
faith in the banker.
Brian Paul did say was
These people are not
every
on our
level just had something
side. Don't let yourself fall
different
into the trap of thinking they're our allies.
that'll
I'm sorry. I forgot who I was speaking to.
you sort of learn
He's
slowly
been in this
through the
line of work
levels.
longer than I have. I should have
He
known
actually
better.
had played it
I
before,
see
jumped back in
opportunity
at
here.
level 50
You
or
do
whatever
too.
he was on, and hadn't got a clue what to do.
I see opportunity here. You do too. These people, they don't realise how weak their foundations are.
Oh, I'm in trouble here.
How
Oh
easily
no,
we could slice their bonds.
that's it. You
And
go
what
on.
are we if not professional slicers?
Don't move.
I see opportunity here. You do too. These people, they don't realise how weak their foundations are. How
Oh,
easily we
thought I
could
got all
slice
me.
their bonds. And what are we if not professional slicers? Opportunity. The more they disagree on their little conspiracy's final
there any-
details, the better
Oh,
off we'll both
Bloody
be.
hell, one standing there.
You will be contained.
Oh, bugger. No, I won't.
I'll make this quick.
There we go. I don't know if I can go back to the main menu and just show you the back. One thing there is. Let's have a look. See if this. I think this would be at the. There is a level designer, which I'd need to have a good look at. So you can make your own levels, but basically design your own game. Let's see if I can go back to the main menu. No, Run Simulation Core. Would that be the original one?
Identity obstruction mask activated.
Oh, it is?
Assets loading.
I thought they'd just done the extra levels in
14 files missing, 2 files corrupted. Minor
VR,
errors
but they
located
haven't.
in source code line
So it would have helped
711 and 2003.
if I'd actually played the original game first.
You don't mess around, eh?
Sorry, I'm being rude, aren't I?
Not at all.
Press. I was going to explain movement, yeah. So, the original volume's in 3D as well, which I'd mistaken. I thought it was just the Coda part, the extra levels. So, there you go.
Not at all. Welcome to the volume. I represent the current...
There we go. Part 8 seconds. I'll tell you what.
Not at all.
Let's redo
Welcome
that one.
to the volume. I represent the current high bar of Gisborne Industries training technology. Full volumetric projection in a 31 by 31 metre square. You've used them.
Oh, 6.4. Yeah, better than average.
You've used a virtual training environment before, I assume.
I think there was something like 100 levels on
I'm
this.
excited to try.
On this
I'm
one.
Rob, by the way.
Hi, Rob.
Obviously some sort of story going on.
Alan.
I can assure you that...
On the volume one, you don't need to press L3 down, just press X. Obviously meant to represent... Oh, gem subsystem activated, obviously meant to represent prize possessions. I don't really have the processing budget to model 100 different kinds of trinkets, so let's go a bit.
I can assure you that Artificial Life Solutions took great time and effort in focus testing my name.
So there you
Alan
go.
was arrived upon after many months of market
It looks like
research.
it's going to be a good
Alan's
little
your
puzzle
buddy.
game.
You know
It's-
Alan. Of course I know Alan. I love Alan, etc.
I get it. Okay, Alan.
Obviously there's a bit of a story
this.
which I haven't really taken any notice of at the moment. I'll
Beautiful.
simulations
I'm capable
to
of showing
see
16
test security or something, I think.
I'm capable of showing 16,000 colours. We can't have you shooting at dragons.
You simulate weapons.
Well, there wouldn't be much of a military training simulator if I didn't, Rob. These first few environments...
Read text. This is a checkpoint that will check your point.
Well, there wouldn't be much of a military training simulator if I...
You will fall.
Right, if you're back on the wall, even if he's seen you,
Well, there wouldn't be much of a military training
You
simulator
can,
if I didn't, Rob. Well, there wouldn't be much of a military training simulator
so
if
if you
I
press
didn't,
X,
Rob.
you can
These
sit
first
between the
few
walls while
environments are focused on movement and evasion only. We'll get to the
see
guns
so I
later.
can
Awesome. Guns.
dodge past him.
Well, there wouldn't be much of a military training simulator if I didn't, Rob. These first few environments are focused on movement and evasion only.
Looks really good. I mean, for £3.60, you can't lose, can you?
Awesome.
But it looks like it's a good game. I think
No
it's
rush.
originally 16, 15. So, I mean, at that price, 100 levels, you know, it could be a good game. With the VR, 30 VR extra levels just for the VR. Let's just leg it. Oh, that was being cocky, that was.
You've got previous experience, right? You've been a Gisborne employee for a while.
You could
That
say
was
that.
being cocky.
Well, the next environment focuses on beginner gunplay, but it looks like you might be beyond that. I'm experiencing temporary
So,
errors in
my first
importing
impressions,
database.
very favourable.
Standard
Looks
guard
good.
Training, right?
Walking back and forth. Keeping an eye
So
on
for
the
the
family
price
jewels.
Yeah.
on sale,
What else have you got?
it's
I tend
the
to...
no-brainer.
Trespasser.
Oh, you pillar.
You will be contained.
Oh,
Target acquired.
really should have got through
What
that,
else have you
shouldn't I?
I
Maybe I'll
tend to
just do
work a
this
bit
demo.
more subtly.
Oh, infiltration. Knew it. Probably Black Ops, Bond type stuff. Maybe that's why you're not in the database. Stealth. It's pretty cool. Okay. Can do this.
Right.
I'm applying a bit of simple AI.
There. Oh,
Don't move. It's over.
oh, for God's sake.
Delete that one from the record, Alan.
Okay. Can do this. I'm applying a bit
Don't
of
you
simple
hate it when
AI
you do
to
something
each
so
guard.
bloody
Enough
stupid?
for you to go up against.
So,
Let's face it, this
simulated
isn't...
stealth. Perfect.
That's not perfect, but it should help you practice the skills you'll
hardly
need for
difficult, is
what
it?
comes next.
Thanks.
This is what, the third level?
Right, you don't want to talk about what comes next?
Not really.
I only know bits and pieces. Hundreds of volumes
And there
installed
we go.
up and down the country.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this little stream. Yeah, recommend this. Certainly at the sale price. It's a good little game if you like puzzles, like a bit of stealth. Say it doesn't need to be in VR, but everything looks better in VR. It does make a difference. And love this office. And thank you anybody watching. If anybody was watching the earlier ones that just cut out, it was because the connection to server died. And Good news, going even more stellar. I'm up to, I've increased my subscription rate by 25%. I've now got 4 subscribers. So thank you very much. Anybody that's watching this, if you fancy subscribing, feel free, press notifications, and you too can watch somebody have an absolute mare trying to play computer games. So take care, hope you all have a nice evening, and I'll see you again shortly.